I learned that my husband's female friend warned him not to marry me 3 years ago because I was a gold digger. Now I'm the one telling him to cut her off. My husband has 8 friends he has been close with since college. Kyla is one of his friends. When my husband and I started dating, he introduced me to all of them, and everyone was very friendly. I used to hang out with them frequently. I am an introvert, and so is my husband. I would always ask him to spend time alone as being in social settings just saps all my energy away. His friends, especially Kyla, always told me how he hung out with them less after he started dating me. Kyla also had a weird energy around me. If I were with my husband, she would be the friendliest with me. However, as soon as he walked away, she acted like I did not exist. My husband hates to be touched by others, but Kyla would always tease him by trying to hug him, mess his hair, etc. I never felt she was flirting with him, just teasing him to annoy him. Overall, she just feels like someone with a severe social boundary issue. We married 2 years ago, and things have been great. Last week, we had our second marriage anniversary and invited many people. His friends stayed back after all the guests left, and we were all drinking and chatting. One of his friends, Jen, became a bit drunk and started complimenting me on how beautiful our house is, how I care for my husband, and how he has changed since marriage. Everyone was laughing at my husband at how much of a slob he was when he was single. Jen then pointed at Kyla and said, "You better pay up, 'cause you bet their marriage would not even last for 2 years." Everyone became silent and started changing the topic. I also did not want to spoil the mood and let it go, but it stuck in my head. After everyone left, I asked my husband what Jen was talking about. He also noticed Jen saying that and was ready to give a full explanation. He told me the story of what happened when we got engaged. When he proposed to me, he had not told his friends that he would do that. We went to Puerto Rico, and he surprised me there. We put our engagement pictures on Instagram while we were on the trip, and it was a big surprise to everyone as we were only dating for 1 year. When he came back and met all his friends, everyone congratulated him. However, Kyla started ranting about how he was a fool to propose so quickly, and she felt that I was not the right girl for him. Seems like she said some unkind things about me, implying I was a gold digger. My husband's family is wealthy, but so is mine. She said that she bet we would break up within 2 years if we married. That is why Jen was taunting her about how happy my husband was with me. I was very furious at this point, as I felt this was something he should have told me. I asked him to tell me truthfully if he had ever dated Kyla or had any history with her, as he has always told me that he has never dated anyone from his friend group. He said that he has, of course, not dated or hooked up with Kyla. However, Kyla had asked him out a few times when they were in college, and he always politely declined. I asked why he said no to her, and he said he just has no romantic feelings for her. I can see that because my husband has a type based on me or the other people he has dated in the past, and Kyla is the opposite. I am just mad at her for saying bad things about me, especially after knowing that we were already engaged and betting against my marriage. I told my husband he needs to minimize contact with Kyla, and she is no longer invited to parties at our house. He feels I am being too harsh for something she said almost 3 years ago. He also pointed out that she has been very supportive of both of us and helped a lot during our wedding arrangements. He feels she is blunt and forthright when speaking, but does not mean those things. He told me to take some time and calm down, and we would revisit this topic in a week. He is worried this will completely change the dynamics within his friend group. I don't want to distance my husband from his friends, but I also do not want to see that beach Kyla's face again. Update: Kyla messaged me the next day apologizing for her comments and not making more effort to connect with me. I accepted her apology and started warming up to her. She invited me to brunches and girls' night out with them, and I felt included in their friend group. One day during brunch, I discussed why Kyla thought our marriage would not work out. Kyla told me my husband broke up with his long-term ex-girlfriend Joanna 2 months before he started dating me. I knew that part, but Kyla told me that my husband was heartbroken after the breakup and swore to her that he would stay away from dating anyone. When he met me, she was surprised how quickly we hit it off. Kyla thought I was his rebound relationship, but when he proposed to me within a year, she worried that he was making a very rash decision. My husband's family is rich, and she thought it was unwise for him to marry so quickly without knowing me well. She did not know enough about me and that my family is also very well off. That is why she was concerned that I was taking advantage of his vulnerable state. She apologized to me and said that it was wrong for her to assume that, and over the years, she has seen how happy we are together. I appreciated her honesty, and Kyla and I have become good friends since then. We have started hanging out more frequently. Around 2 months ago, my husband attended a 3-night conference in Seattle. After he returned, I got a "Hey girly" message from Joanna, his ex, on Instagram. She told me that my husband contacted her a few months ago, and they met in Seattle during the conference. She said she could give me more proof if I wanted. I went through my husband's Instagram, but he has blocked her. I made the mistake of mentioning it to Kyla, as she was the only person honest with me about Joanna, and she went into detective mode to help me. She was still friends with Joanna on Instagram, as they all went to college together, and opened her profile. The message sent to me was from a different profile with no followers. We checked her photos and saw she attended the same conference as my husband in Seattle. Kyla suggested I ask Joanna for more proof and ask my husband about the same before assuming the worst. I asked my husband if he met Joanna, and he said yes. He told me he met her in the expo hall and chatted briefly. I asked him why he did not mention it to me, and he told me it was just a quick conversation, and he did not think too much of it. He asked me how I knew it, and I told him that Kyla mentioned that she saw her pictures at the conference, and I thought he might have seen her. I messaged Joanna again to share more proof. She told me they had been chatting for 2 months and planned to attend the conference together. She shared a log of their messages, where my husband was actively flirting with her. The screenshots did look legit, but I did not see any of those messages in my husband's Instagram profile. I talked to Kyla about it, as I did not know what to believe. I messaged Joanna to tell us what happened between them, and she told me that he invited her to the room at night, and they hooked up, but she did not have any photos as he insisted they do not take any pictures together. I immediately realized it was fake and messaged Joanna to F off. She insisted they were telling the truth and spent all 3 nights with my husband in his room. I told her that my husband and I were playing a video game, Sea of Thieves, for almost 2 to 3 hours each night after his dinner, as that is what we do to catch up when he is away. Unless Joanna was sitting behind him watching us play until he fell asleep, she was full of poop. I also told my husband about the whole incident, and he told me I should have come to him sooner. He told me that he had no contact with Joanna ever since they broke up, and he had just run into her at the conference. He told me I could check his phone and everything to verify that he has blocked her everywhere. I told him I did not need to, and Joanna might have run into him and just decided to F his life by making up stuff. When all my friends met that weekend, my husband and I told everyone how Joanna had sent messages to me and faked everything. Kyla also told her what happened, as she had told her about it. Kyla accidentally let it slip out that luckily, we are nerds and played video games at night before sleeping. Otherwise, props go to Joanna to make up a convincing story. I never told Kyla about the video game stuff. I just told her Joanna is full of poop, and I blocked her. It took me until I came home to connect the dots. I told my husband about it, and he confronted Kyla. She denied it and told him I told her about the video game stuff on a phone call, but I don't remember doing it. We have since decided to keep our distance from Kyla. Kyla has called me multiple times to meet up, but I just make up reasons that I am busy. I do not know why she did it, but at this point, I am not interested in it, and we have decided just to see her on social occasions and avoid hanging out with her as much as possible. I feel stupid that she played me for a fool, and I should not have gone to her when Joanna started messaging me. In hindsight, it seems suspicious that Kyla started telling me about Joanna, and at the same time, Joanna claimed to have an affair with my husband. I do not know her intentions, but I am mad enough to avoid her as much as possible. I wish I had proof that she was messaging me so that I could expose her. I also feel bad for suspecting my husband, but I am glad my husband and I are on the same page now.